Welcome back. So our today topic is a very important question again. It is very common in exams that how can you make your teaching more effective? So there are a factor of effective teaching that there are five factor that could contribute to the effective learning teaching environment. So the first factor is the first key factor like teacher knowledge, enthusiasm, and responsibility for learning. In this, good classroom is one in which knowledge is shared among teacher and student. So teacher not only give instruction but take ideas of student during the teaching learning process and carry out discussions. In such an environment, the knowledge is shared. Students and teacher all become the learners and discover the word of the subject. In such an environment, the teacher takes responsibility for the sharing and enjoyment of the knowledge. The second key factor is classroom activities that encourage learning. Like in a classroom of opportunity and experience, the learner explore and do experiment. So in such a climate, the process of learning become a measure of success and the student feel that they are the master of their own learning. So attitude of the teacher in such a classroom can influence the outcome. A teacher needs to be prepared to test what is going on in the class. In class activities, use the engagement that the student must be reviewed, revisited, and refocused in order to draw students into an effective interaction with the subject. The third factor is assessment activities that encourage learning through experience. Like the assessment contribute toward the creation of an effective learning process. If the student know the value of the assessment in the ongoing learning process, not at the end, then they can work well and take part in the process and use it to gain better results. So the effective learning environment involves the process of peer tutoring, cooperative learning, questioning, clarifying, and summarizing. So all of these processes are used to empower the learners. For example, if teachers ask the question, what do you do in the classroom? If assessment activities are part of the doing, then they become a central part of the learning process. The next key factor is effective feedback that establishes the learning process in the classroom. Like appropriate learning related feedback is one of the important factors in effective teaching. So there are different method of feedback enable the teacher to engage the student with learning. So all explanation, questioning method, instruction are part of the feedback and student input. So in an effective classroom, the student actively seek the feedback of their performance. Like the author Alton Lee highlights the value of feedback but warns that too much can be harmful as too little. So the feedback that a teacher gets from the student is also essential to the creation of the learning environment. The more feedback that a teacher can obtain from student and the more the teacher can act on that feedback. So the better the learning environment will be that is created. The last factor that effective interaction between the teacher and the student, creating an environment that respects, encourages, and stimulates learning through experience. Like learning is an emotional exercise, so students like those things or actions that appeal to them emotionally, so they engage in it. The teacher who bring a sense of personal involvement to the classroom and who want to share the knowledge with the class, who show that he or she is also a part of the learning cycle, is setting up a relationship with the learner. The working environment generated by the interaction and can remove the stigma of working and turn the learning process into rewarding. So all students and the educator engage in such a creative or such a fruitful learning process.